throwing the name of Obi here and there. The Arab and Bidiotas, as well as their Pampas and co, they were so mad. They felt like Peter Obi is the one shielding Abure from them, allowing Abure to what? To spend the party money. Till this moment, Judas Abure has not given account of what he did with over 3.3 billion naira. You heard me right, 3.3 billion naira. Money made from selling tickets, party ticket in 2023. He hasn't given the account of Arab and Bidiot and the rest of them don't care anymore. So what we need to do now is that if we continue to fight Abure and the steps that these guys are taking materializes at Arabambio, at Pampaso, at Judas Abure, and the rest of them, all of them will be swept. They will be swept off the Labour Party. They will become history. And according to them, some people who didn't sow in Labour Party, they will now be the one to reap their sweat. We better come together now and chase them away and tell the whole world that Peter Obi is yet to give account of how much money he raised for his presidential campaign. I remember when Aisha Yesufu was giving his press conference. I don't know if some of you will remember. Giving press conference of how much money they raised. How they raised nearly 1 billion naira. And Peter Obi doubled it. It's like, it's like what these multimillionaires would do. Usually, multimillionaire politicians, they'll say, okay, if you donate 10 naira to my campaign, I will double it. Which means if you donate 10 naira, I will add 10 naira to make it 20 naira. So if all of you donate 1 billion naira to my campaign, I will add 1 billion naira. But if all of you donate, let's say 500 million naira, I will add 500 million naira to make it 1 billion. I don't know if some of you know that concept. That's exactly what Obi and his guys did. But what they forgot at the time was that they were the only people who had the intention of actually like contesting election to win election. The likes of Abure and co, they were just accidental party chiefs who bumped into a movement that popped them so up, made them so much money. I'm talking about so much money that they ever imagined in their lives. So this is the business. Why would they want to lose it? However, yesterday as well, the Obi and his guy and his own guys, they submitted a 29-member caretaker committee to INEC, okay, which then gives them the go-ahead to conduct party congress and choose whoever is interested in becoming their party stalwart or party leaders and all of that. We won't have any of that. Edo election, which was supposed to have been the concern of at least the man who is now their former chairman, because let me say this, so by their own arrangements or by their law, Abure is now former chairman of Labour Party, but he's not taking that. INEC bounced him. He's not fighting INEC. He's now saying that it was Obi and Alex Otti that told INEC to bounce him and not approving. So their Edo election that was supposed to be is also from Edo State, right? People are now saying that he's working for APC. And I found my own stuff. So you know why? Do you remember that as wretched looking as Apampas was, during the time that they thought they could actually use them and use the division they created at the time to truncate Peter Obi and the obedient presidential election case in their courts. If you remember very well, Apampas was walking about with DSS protection. Apampas, as wretched as he was a regular guest on the major top channels or TV stations in Nigeria. And he was there shouting the name of Obi, 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 and all of that stuff. And the major, especially the major channel that kept hosting them and broadcasting their crisis at the time was TVC and channels. Today, some of the obedient who actually participated in the election, I'm talking about like at the high level there, they are wondering, how come it is the TVC that is now the mouthpiece for Abure in his fight for Survivor, where he's accusing Obi of trying to hijack their party? So it is the hand of Tifnubu still. So now these guys have collaborated enough that some obedient are already saying, why don't you just go and start your own political party or stuff like that? So today. I'm going to start from yesterday. It was all from yesterday when Peter Obi himself appeared at one TV interview, News Central, where he was talking about the situation of Nigeria, Edo elections, before he got to that Edo state today. So I'm going to take you back to that their studio. It's just random charts, and then major charts, and then today. Let's go to that of yesterday inside their studio.
Ladies and gentlemen, shall we in our tradition welcome it will be a case of you need to hear from all our politicians. They must do what is necessary to protect the fourth estate of the realm. We'd love to hear from you. Thank you very much. Members of the fourth estate of the realm, we welcome you. So please, one word of advice for journalists in Nigeria. I'm a new Nigerian as possible. I know that I've done more transparency. And when you talk about transparency in terms of figures, you show it, you elucidate it. Figures are not 1 + 1 is 2. It's not something you say it's just 2 because of. Tell us how we arrived at it and we'll believe. And when we talk about subsidy, I've continuously said, if we are removing subsidy, what are we replacing it with? Where are we applying that subsidy we removed to? So if you say to me, I've removed subsidy, I'm going to use it to build this number of classrooms to be able to pull out of school children into school, so we can verify and follow and track those schools. We have issue in health, primary health care, especially issue of infant mortality. Removal of resource will enable us to build this number of primary health cares in different, so that we can measure it. So you don't remove something without saying what is replaced and where are we moving our money to. Or it's helping us to manage our debts. This is it. But here we have fuel subsidy removed, the debt is increasing, and we're not seeing anything. We have to continue our journey on democracy. It's government of the people, for the people, and by the people. However, we need to tweak it where we have some level of parliamentary system in it, like it's in South Africa. So we need to deal with issue of more scrutiny in our expenditure, in our borrowing, in efforts to be able to ensure that our scarce resources is prioritized to areas of urgent need for development, from security, food, all those areas, education. I'm not preoccupied about 2027 election. I'm preoccupied by Nigerians eating today and having a better life. I've said it before, my politics is not about the election. I am not desperate to be president, and I don't want to. What I want to hear is that fuel prices are coming down, bread is getting cheaper, Nigerians are not. You cannot be talking about 38 million Nigerians facing hunger, and I'm talking about next election. Let's talk about hunger. Let's talk about managing our resources today. Let's talk about doing the right thing, the right behavior, showing example to the younger ones growing up that we're leaders. I've said that everybody, they have right to protest. I've said it before. I would discuss with every protester. They even won government months before they did that. I would sit down and discuss with them. People protested when I was governor. They even called strike. They shut down our schools for months, our hospitals for months. Well verified. I was talking with them. I didn't come down. I have never, as a politician, as a governor, for one day, go and ask any policeman, say, please, stop somebody. Talk less of arresting the person. It shouldn't be. In a democracy, people have right to say no. I've said it every day. If I'm managing this facility and everybody loves me, I will resign. This is me. Wherever I am, I believe that I have enemies. My job is to convince them. If everybody loves Peter, there's a problem. There's people who hate me because I'm just Peter. They don't even need to give me any reason. It is my job to convince them on why it should be. I convince the teachers why we should return schools to missionaries, and they've seen the result. I convince them why we should go to the missionary facilities, the Ministry of Health, and build school of nursing and midwifery. You just have to. It's a constant thing. That's why you're a leader. You're a communicator. You listen. You talk to the people. It's not a question of what the young ones. I'll meet them. The agitators, the protesters. I will be talking to them. More transparency.
So that's his life, right? So this was just like a wee chat before the main thing. I'm looking forward to that interview. Should I say, the interview at the News Central. I think it's coming out tomorrow. Now, that was where he had, he had a one-on-one based on the happenings in Nigeria now. And there's something about him, okay? I know he said it himself. He said, there are those who just don't like him because he's Peter Obi. You get that now? And it's true. There are those who just say that I just don't like, I don't like him. And if you ask them why, what did you do in Anambra? And you say, have you been to Anambra yourself? No, I don't have to be to Anambra. People who have been to Anambra said that he's a failure. So I don't like him, which is okay. But he's somebody who believes that. And that's something about leadership that is so lacking in that contraption, where people have to suspect you. If you appear too straightforward, you put people in an awkward position. You know, people who have been so used to being commandeered or commanded or being controlled or being told what to do, whether they like it or not. Sit down there and you sit. So when you see somebody who is more like a negotiator, a businessman, that will be like, let's talk about this thing. It is like a real thing in that contraption. So, and then there's something there too, where Nigerians don't like people who break things down for them. They admire from somewhere else when you see people who can break things down. Say, wow, I like that. But in a Nigerian context, right, it doesn't work that way. Okay, where you are mostly suspected of being, it's just like all of them. It's this or that. So it's that hard in such a place. But he's been so consistent in a way that if you pay attention very well, he never presented himself as a perfect person or a perfect solution to anything. It's just a breath of fresh air where he believes that if you want to have a conversation around something, right, you can possibly, right, leave your emotion, leave your biases, especially what you want to discuss. If what you want to discuss or what you are talking about affects the lives of people that can't help themselves, like you have in Nigeria today. So he's always, those who are like, I don't like him, I don't do this or that, they are those who have never really been used to seeing politicians who wants to have a chat and say, let's talk about it. They prefer politicians that will tell them and say, oh, don't worry about that. We'll fix that, okay? Don't worry, I will take care of it. You don't have to tell them how. Nigerians don't really like anybody who tells them how they want to do something, because that's when they will say, that your solution cannot work. The way you are breaking it cannot work. It's Nigeria, it cannot work. But if you go to them and just say, oh, say that one, consider it done. Okay? Consider it done. Just like the likes of Tifnumbu and gang. So the random talk there is meant not to be about elections, so to say. It should have been it was mostly about what people are going through now. That if care is not taken, you are likely never going to see that 2027. And if you probably see the 2027, you'll be too weak to even fight. So I'm looking forward to that chart after all, right? So to Edo State. In Edo State, right, and this election that is coming up in another 2 weeks, 11 days, it's even less than 2 weeks, on the 21st of September, the crisis in Labour Party created by these selfish guys whose own agenda is just about what they can gain from this, what can they profit from it, or what are they going to lose from this if they don't play their game or play their ball very well, so to say. APC, Ekpekebe, that of Tifnumbu and gang, they are much at home in a game of divide them, break them, confuse them, and before they realize what happened, the whole thing is gone. They can then cry and scream after all, like some will tell you today. Despite what all of you are facing in that contraption today, there are those that will tell you, they say it boldly, Peter Obi will never be president. Then are you trying to hold the one that is your president now? At least hold the one that is your president now. Worry less about the one that will be or will never be, right? So let's go to that Edo State where Obi himself was on the street today with their candidate as well. Here.
Don't show. Yeah, you did.
That's our president.
How did you get from Lagos?
J'entends
Please, I'm going to check with Aisha Yusuf. She's one of my don't shake.
Mama, Papa, Mama, Papa, Mama, Papa, Mama, Papa, who is your guy? From here. Are you ready? Are you ready? Are you ready? Listen to me, let me tell you. On September 21, Papa, Mama,
Now, here is something you need to know. You see, there are those who want things to happen. And there are those who actually work to make things happen. One of the problems that a lot of us have, and I'll keep reminding you, we know their elections, their whatever it is a sham, or we know what it is. But they are doing something. They are doing something, right, that could either make or mar the advancement of what that evil contraption represents, especially what the APC, Ebekebe represents. The one that you and I are screaming, we want the entire contraption broken up.